right quick.
Come on down. Expertise.
All right. So now you can see why I had to do the movie independently.
Yes.
There was no way, no way in hell we was gonna say all that in a movie funded by the man. Not gonna happen. Which is okay because, you know, I grew up in a by any means necessary filmmaking family. One of my last conversations with my dad, we talked about the modern day colonizer doesn't really put chains on your body. The chains are on your mind. And the first step to freeing your mind is to control your own imagery. The image of what you can be. And our kids growing up want to see what that imagery is, right? So when I was a kid and my dad was driving cable cars across the water there, I guess I was about 2 and my dad they fired him from the cable car. He was a gripman on the cable car because he wrote a book on it. And his supervisor, who didn't think black folks should read, let alone write a book, fired him and said, you fit the profile of the kind of guy that might have an accident one day. Wow. So my dad was unemployed. Turned out to be the best thing that ever happened. So he went to the movies. He took me to the movies as a kid, and we saw Westerns.
Sweetback.
Before this, brother, we saw Westerns. You jumping ahead a couple years. But it's all good. Give me an A anyway. So, look. Oh, so my dad took me to Westerns, and here's the thing. We love Westerns. But in the Westerns, what was deep was if you were Mexican, you played the oily man who didn't need no stinking matches. Right? If you were a woman, you were pale and frail and needed rescue. If you were Chinese, you were hostile in differential house. If you were black, you were shuffling and scared. And the only good Indian depicted was the dead. And often not played by Native Americans at all. Okay? So basically, if you were white male in the Western, you got marginalized pretty heavy all the way. And it's very clear that, we may know the champs from like Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, Ali, and even Tyson, but Hollywood shows you Rocky long enough, you won't even remember you were there. We may know intellectually that karate was martial art perfected by the Japanese, right? But Hollywood made the Karate Kid try to get a beat the Japanese. So my dad started saying, well, hell with it, I'll make movies. And so he decided he went to the movie theater. He's also a mathematician. He said, he counted out how long the movie was. And he said, how much? He said, the guy said, about 92 minutes. So then he went out and bought 92 minutes of film. No one ever goes to that by editing. So by the time he messed up a couple of shots and edited his movie, his first feature film was just 12 minutes long. And we in it. I was 2. And he took the movies to Hollywood. Hollywood said, we don't need elevator operators. He said, no, I came to make movies. They said, yeah, we hear you. You don't need elevator operators trying to tell us how to make movies. He said, but y'all are not making the kind of movies that we want to see. You're making a fantasy about what you want. You're depicting us as the Motisa tribe. You know, Motisa? Yeah. Or Motisa? The third class Motisa tribe. So Dad went here, flash forward, yes. Eventually, he got some money from the studio because what happened to make a movie in France. Got accepted to the San Francisco Film Festival. Won the festival. And Hollywood was so embarrassed that they 14 people from our black guy Richmond had to go there. That he played these people off against each other and got his first deal at Columbia Pictures. And then what he did was, he got me to come work for him. I was just a kid, and I didn't always like the dude. I thought he was a paternal fascist, man. He made me work all summer long, and come early, leave late. Didn't want to pay my brother. But I learned, because he said, you watch me, he said, most of us will learn to play basketball, but they won't teach us how to own the team. I'm going to teach you how to own the team.
made the difference. So the next movie, Hollywood wanted another comedy. He made a film called Watermelon Man. Hollywood wanted another comedy. But what happened was, after the death of Malcolm and Martin and JFK and them, my dad said, you know, America, especially Black America, is not in a laughing mood. And the unions were all white male, and they would not let us have a mixed crew. So Dad said, hell with it, I'm gonna take the money I made on Watermelon Man, because he was never a materialistic cat. He said, take that money, any money I had to save for your college, all of it, and we're gonna make an independent movie called Sweetback's Baadasssss. So he made that movie. And if you look at it closely, Sweetback wears a black hat that's a little like a cowboy hat. Right? So he makes this movie and he has a minority crew, black folks, white folks, hippies, women. The crew look like America. And Sweetback, because the Panthers saw Sweetback. And the Panthers said, wow, Sweetback made being a revolutionary hit. And the Panthers made being a revolutionary hit. So they put it on the front of the Black Panther Party paper. They got the word out to the people. They knew that knowledge is power, you gotta get the power to the people. They got the word out to the people, and the Panthers all came to see it. And then the white mother country radicals came to see it. And the brown berets came to see it. And before you know, Sweetback became the top grossing independent hit of that time. Changed the game. Here's where it's really easy. But if you make a movie that kills it at the box office, you get another shot. But my dad's friend said, no. He said, you're always an Ali fan. You know when Ali wouldn't go to the draft? When he said, my enemy's not over there, that's not him denying me a job. No Vietnamese ever called me nigga. The guy denying me a job, denying my vote, right here. I ain't got to go kill a yellow man for the white man over there when the enemy is right here. And the Panthers said, you can't fight racism with racism, right? So you have to understand the bigger picture. So when the friend said to my dad, he said, listen, man, when Ali said that on TV about the U.S. government, he embarrassed the government. And what did they do? They took away his belt. They took away his prime boxing years and didn't give him another shot for a long time. He said, Melvin, you embarrassed Hollywood. You made it without their marketing team. You made it without their notes. You made it without their financing. You made it without their permission. You embarrassed Hollywood. They ain't going to invite you back. And they didn't. And so after that, what's deeper is they had a movie about a detective written by two white guys called Shaft. And they said, Melvin made money, put a brother in it, and get a dope. My dad had found a band that no one knew called Earth, Wind, and Fire to do Sweetback. So they went out and found a young brother from Stax Records who's a dope, great brother, Isaac Hayes. And they made Shaft. And then they went on and they made Superfly. Now what the Panthers astutely pointed out was Sweetback made being a revolutionary hit because it went up against the system. Shaft made working with a man hit because he's a private detective and he works with the system. See the difference? And Superfly made dealing drugs against your own people hit. Poison your own people hit. So the Panthers said the cake may look the same. Dope, soundtrack, empowered-looking brother, cool facial hair, cool clothes, but the revolutionary core of the cake gets drained out the more you take money from the man. They don't let you say that no more. Same thing happens in music, right? Spoken word, last poets. What did they say? What did the last poet say? The revolution would not be televised. What did Public Enemy say? Fight the power, right? Now that's what the man wants to hear on the radio. He don't want you bobbing your head to go fight the power or the revolutionary one. You could be bobbing your head to something irrelevant, right? And so Dad understood that, and he said that whenever you do something, if you can be not afraid to do it independently And if you do it independently, you do a movie like Outlaw Posse, you won't see big billboards on it. You won't see ads on it. You might not even hear about it. And the only way you'll hear about it is if we get the message out, the word to the people. And so that's where brothers like David Rhodes hello. And this is Victoria Road. Come up here, Victoria Road. Victoria is from Oakland, right here, right? And she plays Sarah Ramirez. So you might not recognize her, but one of the things that I wanted to just tell you one little story, and then we have the mic to her for a quick second, is that, someone asked me, what's the difference between the character here and the character I played Jesse Lee? And I said, well, when I made Posse, I had my dad around. I had no kids. When I made Outlaw Posse, I had my kids, so I didn't have my dad around. So I wanted to be that connective tissue of father and son that we don't see. You know what I mean? One of the things that I wanted to make sure with Outlaw Posse was this time we'd have some badass women disabled. Yeah. And this is one.
So much for coming out tonight. It means the world to us. And Mario, I want to thank you. Working on this film with you was everything. It was thrilling and it was educating. I learned a lot. So I just want to say thank you.
So now we want to answer any of your questions. Come here, brother David. We got 2 mics. Your mics.